It's getting that time now where the nights are getting longer and the days are getting shorter, so for me and many people out there, it'll be the time where you're gonna have to break out the lights and start going in the dark. So if you've never bought lights before, you're looking for some new lights, here's some tips, some help on what you need to look for when you're searching for a new light. Some of the metrics you need to be looking for when you're deciding on a light are mAh, which is your battery. It's milliampere hour, so that's how much power, how much capacity the battery has. The bigger the number, generally the longer it's going to last. It's all relational though. You need to also look at the lumens, which is how bright the light is. Again, the bigger the number, the brighter it's going to be, but the brighter it's going to be, the more power it's going to take. So necessarily a longer battery with more lumens might last less time than a shorter battery with less lumens. Whether you want to consider a light that has an external or an internal battery, generally you'll find the external batteries are bigger and last longer, but a bit clunkier. They are all getting better every year. Each company brings something better out. The next thing you should take into consideration is get two lights, one for the handlebars and one for the head. I know I'm actually missing the one on the head at the minute, but it's not quite dark enough, it'll go on soon. The reason for two is the one on the bars will just light the way of the bike, and the one on your head will be directional. So when you go around a corner, you'll be able to see where you're going. If you don't have one on your head, then when you go around the corner, you can't see the exit, and it's just a good idea. How bright do the lights need to be? Well, for mountain biking, I'd suggest that 2,000 lumens should really be a minimum. They tend to go up to 8,500 lumens, is the biggest that I've seen, and that's the Magicshine Montero, but something like the Exposure there, that'll give you 3,000 to 4,000 lumens, which is plenty. If you're getting a road bike light, I wouldn't suggest that. You're going to blind some of the drivers, so 1,000 lumens, 850, somewhere around there. That should be plenty enough. Another factor is going to be how waterproof the light is, or how dustproof it is. A lot of the lights will have a rating called an IP, which stands for ingress protection. It's basically how much protection do you get against dust and liquids. If it's IPX4, for instance, the X means it's not tested, so the X is the dust part and the 4 is the liquid. You want something around 6 or 7, IP6 or IP7 should give you adequate protection through the rain, and 6 should be good, IP7, anything above that, perfect. Another factor to consider is the spread of the light, or sometimes called the light pattern. So sometimes it might be a spot where it's just a singular light beam, or sometimes it might be more of a spread. So this is usually defined by the glass inside the light or the lens on top of the light. With a fan effect, it can split the light up. Ideally, I would recommend if you had a spot on your head so you can see exactly where you're going, and more of a beam, spread light on your bars, and that should give you a good variety of light and vision when you're riding through the dark, especially through trees, etc. Another piece of advice is ride without your lights until it goes fully dark. Let your eyes adjust to the dark slowly, and it's easier to see. Some people like to just put them on around now, but personally I find it easy to just let it go totally dark and then get the lights on. It gets to this kind of darkness or brightness, whichever way you want to look at it, this is when I'll be thinking about putting on the lights. The tip is not to just use them on full blast all the way. Just use your bars until you start descending, the light on your bars until you start descending, then put your head torch on, and ride in low or medium, and then when you start descending you need it most, put it in high, and that way you can get the most out of your battery. Hope that's helpful for you. Any lights you're looking at, perhaps leave a comment below, and if I've got any experience with them, I'll give you a shout. There are a couple more videos to come on night lights. This is just an introduction, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.